So there would be two ways to make your transition into human resource field. I'm assuming that a person does not have any experience in human resource and then is coming to Canada. So there are two ways. One is
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Immigrant, where you get to know about different career options from the students and professionals who share their experience with those of you who are planning to study or work in Canada. So our guest for today is Soumya, who's a highly experienced HR professional, moved to Canada as a permanent resident and currently working as an HR journalist. Will be sharing his knowledge on the educational aspect like the type of programs, certifications, softwares, with an added bonus of how you can make a career transition into human resources in Canada, irrespective of your prior work experience or educational background. I'm soon going to upload two separate videos on the topics like the average salary, different job titles, and the challenges that Soumya faced in order to land his first job in Canada. Having said that, without any further ado, let's dive into our today's video. Hi Soumya, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hey Sagar, thank you for inviting me and thanks a lot for giving me your time. And I'm happy to share the knowledge which everyone seeks.
Great. So to begin with, if you can introduce yourself to our viewers.
So I am working as an HR generalist in Montreal, Canada. And I came in as an immigrant almost a year ago and was usually went into the grind, 6 to 7 months of grind, and finally found a job, and now just enjoying it.
So my first question to you is, as you mentioned that you're working as an HR specialist, you came to Canada as a PR, as an immigrant. You didn't have any Canadian work experience or education, and we will discuss it in second part, like how you were able to get your job without Canadian work experience or education. But for now, how about the students or people who are planning to take HR as an option to study in Canada? What courses, what programs or certification would you recommend after spending now a while in Canada, talking to another professionals or even students? What would you recommend?
So in my network, there are a lot of HR professionals who are right now working at really good roles. And what everyone recommends me is, and the general notion and the general knowledge which goes around in all the organizations is that you may pursue a certification in human resources. So in Canada, it is actually divided into Ontario. So Ontario has a different HR certification. It goes by the name of CHRP. The organization which issues it is HRPA, so HR Professional Association. So it gives CHRP and CHRL and CHRA three types of certifications. However, for anyone to start over here, I would recommend, if they want to go and pursue a certification, then CHRP is the one to go to. It again depends upon the experience. If you want to go through the alternate route and do not go through the grind of doing all the courses, depending upon your experience, they would give you a score out of 50. And then whatever you score, 30, 35 or 25, you may cover the rest of the points by taking up some courses. Similarly with CHRL, if you are eligible for attaining a CHRL degree or CHRL certification, sorry, so you may go ahead with that. For provinces like BC or Alberta or Manitoba, Saskatchewan, or let's say Quebec, also there is a different body which is called as CPHR, and for Quebec it is CRHA. You may go through the website of CPHR BC or CPHR Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, or in fact CRHA for Quebec, and apply for the certifications. On top of it, if you want to pursue any PG diploma or diploma course in human resource, you may follow the route of you can apply for really good universities over here, which are like, some of the universities are McGill, Concordia, or UBC, which is University of BC. And if you want to pursue any HR analytics course, then there is a course in Rotman School of Management. It's a 9-month course, if I'm not wrong. So they may change it. I don't know when the person viewing this video is watching it, but then do go through the Rotman School of Management, and you can pursue the HR analytics course from here. So anyone can pursue these courses. For professionals, I would recommend not to go to college back again. If you want to go and relive the college life, then absolutely fine and perfect, right? Pursue a diploma course, and then obviously you make a lot of connections with future HR leaders. Or you can also pursue the certifications, wherein you will meet a lot of people who are already into their jobs. So this is with HR. For recruitment or talent acquisition, there is not many certifications per se. There is an RPR, and you may pursue it if you want to carve your career out in talent acquisition slash recruitment.
Perfect. And as you mentioned, the talent acquisition and HRs, and there is obviously a difference between both. We will discuss it in the other part. And how about the softwares? I mean, every profession has a technical and a non-technical side, and I guess, as I don't know if it's just my perception, but when we think of HR, we only think of the, you can say, the theoretical part. There will be a lot of theory if it comes to the program or the course, but I'm pretty sure there are a lot of softwares as well, keeping in mind the technology. So what softwares are commonly used in Canadian organization?
Okay, so I will segregate the HR softwares in HR software and talent acquisition software. So because the world is moving towards data, so hence I believe all the HR professionals thought that we should also move towards data and leave all the administrative work to the softwares. So for talent acquisition, the one most software, one mostly used software, which is nowadays used on cloud or used on software as a service basis, is the ATS. Stands for Applicant Tracking System, and a lot of candidates are worried about it. They are worried about it to an extent that they almost consider it as the Satan of the job hunt process or the job seeking process, which is which is not true. So the ATS software is just used by the recruiters to manage the candidate flow and to check which candidate is in which stage of the recruitment process. If there is a screening stage, then there is a telephonic interview, then there is a video interview with the hiring manager, and then with the VP, or
Right.
there can be many stages. They can easily manage any of the applicant very easily, and they can search for them. They can see how their pipeline is going, and it is not primarily used to reject the candidates. Please be assured, whether you're applying through any of the job advertisement websites, any of them, all the job applications land up in ATS, and recruiters sees them all. I personally know a lot of recruiters in my network, and almost everyone among them goes and sees every one of the resume. So please don't worry about it that ATS is screening out your applications, or the computers are reading your resumes. They are, but then all the rejections and everything is going through the recruiter. Now I come to the HR part of it. In HR, again, software as a service um, is used by the human resources team right from onboarding till the exit of the employee. So a talent acquisition person would be involved in screening all the applications and sending the offer letter to the candidate through the ATS. And if a candidate accepts it, then the ATS will share all the details to the HRIS system. So HRIS is nothing but an HR information system. So what it does, it stores all the employee data. It cuts out all the administrative work with the human resource team, and then they can actually rely on numbers, that how many people did we lose in this quarter, in that quarter, or what is the general increment we have given. So it captures all the data. So let's say there's an employee called as Sagar. So Sagar joined us on this date, and he got promoted on this date. I so wish. And the salary was increased from this to this, and this was the performance in the first year, in the second year, and third year, on a scale of 1 to 10, or anything, or 1 to 5. And then this is where the employee is at right now, active or inactive. And then that data flows into payroll automatically. So your biometric or attendance machine, whatever it is, it will show the data in HRIS, and then payroll will complete the salary processing process, because the salary is there in your HRIS, the attendance data is on there in the HRIS, and then the salary is calculated. So it is managing end-to-end employee life cycle, basically all the admin part of it, all the paper part of it, so that HRs can devote more of their time into employee relations and things which matter more in terms of data and become more data centric. This is with respect to any of the HRIS or the ATS system. If there is any student or immigrant or soon to be immigrant is watching this video, I would strongly recommend to go on Google, do a search, a simple search that ATS softwares or ATS used in Canada or ATS used HRIS used in Canada. Note down their names and then go to YouTube. And in YouTube, you can see all their demos. It's that easy. And when you see the demos, you can very easily see on how everything is tracked and what is done and what is not. There is no need to be afraid on it. All the product organizations have uploaded some of their demos of the products, and then you can go through them. Even if you're not in HR and you want to you want to keep that bug out of your mind about ADS, please go to YouTube and then search it out.
So my next question to you, Soumya, is, and I get this question a lot of time on the other videos that I have about different programs and courses. And I'll give you an example. So let's say I did my bachelor's of commerce in India, and now I wanted to pursue my career in HR or related field in Canada. So what recommendations would you give, what advice would you give to people who want to have the career transition? And you being a perfect example of, going from BTech and mechanical engineer to an HR professional, what advice would you like to give to people like that?
So there would be two ways to make your transition into human resource field. I'm assuming that a person does not have any experience in human resource and then is coming to Canada. So there are two ways. One is a smart way to do things, and one is obviously slogging it out. So in slogging it out, you can try your luck, apply, and then rely on that one employer who can place their trust on you, and then they just give you a chance. Right, and that would be at a very starting level or at an entry level of an HR role or a talent acquisition role. The smart way to do it is obviously there are two more bifurcations. The smart way to do it, one is networking, wherein you can project out what you are thinking about why you will be successful in a human resource career or in a talent acquisition / recruiter career. You can connect with a lot of people. You can help them in any way possible. So a simple, genuine, age-old concept of giving, the more you give, the more you get back, works at LinkedIn, works anywhere and in any country. So that basic fundamental does not change at any point of life or in any country. It is independent of the geography of the world. You can discuss with a lot of people on why you want to pursue it, and then present ideas to them on why you're interested on an HR role or in a talent acquisition role, and then slowly make roads. So this is a smart and intelligent way, but a particularly slow way, because you will take time to build up your connections on LinkedIn in a new country altogether. You'll fall, you'll make changes, but eventually you'll reach there. So it is an easy 9 to 10 months of process. And when I say 9 to 10 months, every single day you have to be really on your toes and dedicate some of your time on LinkedIn to network. If you are up for it, please go for it. It's almost the best way, because even when you get a job, those connections will remain for you. It's not a point of having 100 connections and not talking to them. It's about making those 15-20 genuine good connections and then communicating with them on a regular basis. That's what matters. You need 10 to 15 or 20 max good connections, right? Not 100 connections whom you do not even talk to, which doesn't matter. And then engage with people and communicate with some good thoughts, add value to whatever they are posting, or start posting by yourself. And just say that, why do you think human resources is a field for you, or what are your comments on human resources, or what do you think you would do as a human resource professional, right? Another smart way to do is, and comparatively faster way, I won't say it's the fastest way, but then comparatively faster way and a very assuring way of securing an HR job is to pursue a certification or a diploma through a university or through a college. Make sure that those college and diploma are there. I mean, the college or university you're pursuing your diploma from are ranked high in the Canadian rankings, because it really boils down to the same thing of an engineer from IIT or from an engineer from a non-IIT background. So it's the same. The fundamentals again are the same. These are the three ways in which you can pursue or make transition into an HR career. If you are already have a professional who has experience, then also you can pursue the certifications and PG diploma or diploma in human resources. If you don't want to pursue it, you can then go and slog it out. I've known people who have achieved success through all of these three mediums. It's completely up to the listener on which way they adopt or they go. This is the base salary I'm talking about. All the benefits and bonuses are on top of it. If you reached a talent acquisition specialist role, then the general salary range would.
Alright guys, that's all for today. Give this video a thumbs up if you find it helpful. Subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Comment below for any questions or topic you would like me to cover in my upcoming videos. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay strong, and I'll see you in the next one.